Hey guys, Vaughn Scow here again, and this time around I'm going to be trying to find the perfect love mate for my 1959 Tweed Deluxe. I'm going to go up front, tell you this is the introductory video to this, and I'm going to do a lot of talking. And while I'm talking, I think I'll mention that. Now, these videos post to YouTube and also to my blog. And on YouTube, I get all these great comments that say something to the extent of, why don't you talk a little less and play more guitar? Or something like that. I even had one person that tell me I should cut my hair. I'm going to tell you up front, I'm not the world's greatest guitar player. And even if I was, this isn't a guitar playing demo. If I could play Eruption or the solo to Don't Tell Me You Love Me just like the original version, what would that really help you for me to play that? Absolutely nothing. I got some ears, though. I've produced and engineered a lot of records, some big records. Got all kinds of these records hanging on the wall of my office and little statuettes and things like that that prove that I'm pretty good at discerning what sounds good and what doesn't sound good. So what you're getting from me is that. You're getting the best of what I've got, and I'm kind of not giving you so much of what I don't have. If you want to find a video of somebody playing Eruption just like the record or ripping off some solo just like some record or another, go elsewhere. Oh, and by the way, if you give me comments that basically just say, stop talking, or comments that say, that include profanity, I'm just going to delete those comments anyway. So, you might as well not do it. Go somewhere else, because we don't care about that. Here's what we're here to talk about. Okay, so several years ago when I got my Tweed Deluxe, I tried every speaker, the original speaker's long gone. I tried every speaker I could in it to get just what I wanted out of it. And I tried big Alnico, old vintage Jensens. I think that was the P12N. I tried smaller magnet vintage Jensens, both Alnico and ceramic. I tried several modern speakers, including a reproduction Jensen. When the amp came to me, it actually had a 1969 Blackface Deluxe speaker in it, or I guess that would be Silverface. And honestly, that sounded very, very good. That was in Oxford, but it was a little too woolly and woody. And if you know anything about these critters, they can get pretty woolly anyway. So if I was looking for woolly, that gave it to me in spades, but I wanted a little more. Here is actually the speaker that I've had in the amp for years now. And this is a small magnet Alnico speaker. And this is actually the speaker that Fender is currently selling as their 12-inch Alnico. I believe it's an Eminence manufacturer, but it doesn't have any stamping on it anywhere to say the manufacturer. But it is, in fact, if you order the Alnico 12 that Fender offers as a replacement speaker, this is what they'll give you. And honestly, it's a very small Alnico plug magnet in here, and that makes the speaker super light. I love that in the amp. It's nimble, it's responsive. I got a big problem with this amp though, and that problem is I just can't get enough clean headroom out of it to work for me. Sounds great at low volumes. I've done some recording with it. It sounds great there, but I can't get this thing to actually get up to giggable levels, especially on the bottom end with the 6v6s. It gets all flubby and farty on the bottom end, breaks up, as you know, very, very, very early. And I have tried, by the way, I've tried switching rectifiers and output tubes. I've ran it on a solid state rectifier with 6L6s, and it gave me about 5% maybe improvement over what I wanted. In other words, just a little teeny tiny bit more bottom end and solid headroom, but very minuscule, not enough as far as I was concerned to take the risk of, overheating some transformers and being bad on the amp. Because it does have, a standard deluxe transformer in it. Okay, So here's what I'm going to try, and this is the WGS Blackhawk. Now they also make a black and blue, which is very much like the Celestion Alnico Blue. That speaker is in fact only rated at 15 watts, though. The Deluxe, depending on who you believe, it's somewhere between about 15 and 20 watts. And I like to run it with some dirt boxes and whatnot, and I thought that the Blackhawk would be a little safer. This is actually a 50 watt Alnico speaker, and I will tell you the cone on this is quite a bit stiffer than on my lightweight Fender branded modern Alnico there. But it's got a lot more Alnico going on here, and honestly, I don't know what it's going to sound like. I've got my hopes really high, and we are going to be finding out together. Okay, so that's it for this installment. In number 2 of this series, I will actually show you how these Burress cabinets work. I'm so absolutely freaked about how cool these cabinets are that I'm going to show you that in installment 2, which will be a very short video, and then we'll move on to listening to and comparing these two speakers with the Deluxe. So y'all come back now, you hear? I promise number 2 is going to be a very short video. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and use my Burress cabinet here. These guys are called the Burress DC cabinet, and as you just noticed when I picked it up, these are made of a Baltic light ply, and they are in fact quite light cabinets, but still sound really awesome. I'm going to show you the first really cool part about these cabinets. It's a closed back cabinet, as you see. However, if I want to make it an open back cabinet like this, I just simply pull down and out, and the back magically goes away. They are rare earth magnets, Mr. Burress tells me, that hold the back on. And if you're going to just keep the back on and maybe run it in a high power situation, there are 4 little thumb screws that you can add. I've used it in a lot of circumstances and never had to add the thumb screws. For now, though, since we're doing Deluxe, I'm just going to leave the back completely wide open in classic Deluxe style. Okay, so now check this out. Inside, there is, in fact, this little flap that folds down. Okay, you've never seen that before, right? I know. Check it out. And a little groove that your speaker fits right into, and it does in fact fit quite nicely. And you just take this little flap, you put it right back down again, and now you fold these wing nuts over and tighten them up. If I wasn't holding onto the cabinet with one hand, I actually would be able to spin them both on at the same time, which is what I usually do. Okay? And then, now I actually think that possibly the design is a little different, but with the cabinets I have, we have these little black and red alligator clips, and we simply connect those to the positive and negative terminals on the speaker, and voila! We have just replaced the speaker in this cabinet. That took me, what? I'm looking at my counter. Okay, that took me less than 2 minutes. If I was doing it by myself, I could do it in less than a minute. And if I want to put the back on, I can do that in 10 seconds. If I want to pull it off, I can do that in 10 seconds. This is a cool cabinet. So come back in installment 3. We're going to listen to this Fender branded Alnico speaker and the WGS Blackhawk with my Tweed narrow panel Deluxe. Come on back. Okay, gang, so hey, we have my 59 Tweed Deluxe, a narrow panel Deluxe here, and it has no speaker in it at all. It's basically just operating as a head, and the cabinet that's right beneath it has the WGS Alnico Blackhawk, which is a fairly large magnet Alnico, 50 watts rated. This Burress cabinet has in it the speaker that I have had in this Deluxe for quite a number of years now, the favorite speaker that I found out of the maybe 12 or 14 that I tried in it. And this was all, by the way, before I happened upon WGS. The warehouse guitar speakers had not been known to me at that point. And what it is an Alnico Fender branded speaker, which I believe is made by Eminence from the looks of it, but there's no markings on it to tell for sure. At any rate, but it was my favorite. And of course, I am running both of the Burress cabinets in fully open back mode because, after all, we're talking a Deluxe reverb. It's going to be open back. The reason I'm using the two Burress cabinets is so nobody out there can say that it's not identical. Okay, we are comparing two identical cabinets here. And I'm going to start out with some of my favorite kind of stuff that I like to play up on the neck and the bridge pickup. And this will be the way I've been listening to this amp for years with that Fender-branded Alnico speaker. The volume on the Deluxe is at about 1.5. And if you know anything about Tweed Deluxes, that's about as high as you can get them before they start to break up. And the volume in the room, by the way, I could sing above this quite easily. I mean, I could do a little coffee shop gig and I could sing above it without a mic. It's not terribly loud. Very nice, though. Okay, and I'm going to play that lick one more time, just a little bit of it, and then switch over to the Blackhawk. And I don't know about you, but I'm pretty excited to see what might happen. To the Blackhawk. Woo! What I meant to say was, wow! Okay. I've done a lot of speaker comparison demos, and that's the biggest difference I think I've ever seen. And this is the best. I've tried Alnico Jensens of 3 or 4 different kinds, vintage and new. I've tried ceramic, magnet, everything under the sun in this. So I'm comparing my favorite speaker out of a dozen or more to this Blackhawk. And I was, honestly, the Blackhawk's got a fairly stiff cone. and a big structure, and it can take 50 watts. I was afraid it might not have a lot of sensitivity, but holy crap. Okay, again, so this is my Fender. To the Blackhawk. You know, there's probably no reason to do this comparison anymore, but no, what the heck. I'll go full on. I'm going to, actually, let's do this. Let's do the bridge pickup kind of twangy thing, starting out with the Fender. To the Blackhawk. Okay, now the neck and, or I'm sorry, the bridge and the middle pickup on like, oh, better start out on the, on the Fender speaker here. To the Blackhawk. Okay, should we go any further? Probably not, but I'm going to anyway because that's the way I am. I'm going to go ahead and crank the volume up to about 6. These things go to 12, by the way. And I'm going to go on my bridge humbucker here. Let's see, starting out here. So this is kind of the more rocky stuff, and let's see what we got. Sorry, that was the Blackhawk. I was going, wow, that Fender does sound good. Okay, and it does for what it's worth. It does sound good. Here, okay, so we're back to the Fender. To the Blackhawk. Okay, back to the stock speaker, or the Fender. To the Blackhawk. To the Fender. That's a stock speaker, which does kind of rock. Blackhawk. Oh, if you watched part 1 of this video series, you saw me say that what I don't like about the Deluxe is that it doesn't have enough clean headroom and it doesn't have enough solid, substantial bottom end. Holy crap, I can't say that anymore. Let's see, neck pickup. Stock Fender Alnico speaker. To the Blackhawk. Okay, I'm sorry. When a speaker sounds so good that you can't stop playing, that probably says a lot more than even I could with all of my words. So, okay, there you go. One last time, cleaned up for you. We got the Fender. And the Blackhawk. Stock speaker sounds pretty thin by comparison, doesn't it? Okay, gang, that's it for now. Hey, by the way, if you want to, this posts both on my blog and on YouTube. If you want to post a little comment on the YouTube video that says that I talk too much, don't. Hey, gang, this is just a quick demo of the Tweed Deluxe with the WGS Warehouse Guitar Speaker Blackhawk 50. I just did some demos, and I like this so much, I want to do a demo of just the WGS Blackhawk with the Tweed Deluxe. I'm not going to talk anymore, just give you a few different low gain and high gain things.